Hello, it's another Monday, and I say hello to my people on Office Politics Champions. Another word, another insight this uh, morning, and for this week on how to win the game of office politics. So, if you like, how to win at the game of office politics. And so I want to speak on the subject of goodwill, the place of goodwill or the power of goodwill. And my counsel is that you bank goodwill at work for your own good. You need to bank goodwill at work for your own good. All right. That's something that many people don't place sufficient attention to. All right. The game of office politics, as we always say, is a game of influence and of power. And, it's a game you play so that your contributions are not overlooked, they are recognized, and they're duly rewarded. It's a game you play so that you build, an advantage for yourself. Because when the chips are down, from time to time, choices have to be made, okay, between people. And you want to position yourself in a way that on more counts, all right, you are found to be stronger, all right, and to be more suitable than others. That's what the game is all about. And I always advise that, you ensure that you don't get into anything untoward. All right. You don't play the high service game. You don't play the psychophancy game. You don't discredit others. All right. You simply focus on yourself. You build yourself up. All right. And you build leverage for yourself. Now, goodwill is one very important source of leverage that you can build for yourself at work. Now, we often hear most people say they want their work to speak for them. They want to focus on the reason that they are in the organization, which is, just to do their work and to get rewarded and recognized for it. And they expect that as long as they do their work, they will make progress. Unfortunately, many of them are disappointed, and they then conclude that the system is not fair. Well, the system is actually fair more times than not. All right. Their problem is the narrow perspective they have about work. I've spoken about that before a couple of weeks ago. That's the problem they have. They think of work just within the context of, what they are handling, the responsibility they are handling. And yet they want to grow in the organization. You can't want to become, more influential, more authoritative, to play the role of a leader, and all that you look at is that your narrow assignment. Okay, and you are not bothered about what's happening elsewhere in the organization. You are not bothered about making contributions outside. Now, the problem is that the more you focus on your work, all right, the more you alienate yourself from others, from decision makers, from the people who matter, from the people who take decisions. Okay, and you can't do that. It's not a sustainable, way to conduct yourself within an organization, whether you like it or not. An organization is a community of people. And if you keep wanting, you desire to be promoted, to be upgraded, you want to move closer to the top. Now, you are not integrating yourself in the community. Instead, you are taking yourself away. You like to stay in your cocoon. What's going to happen, when you are given a leadership role and you are supposed to provide over a community? All right, a community that you've stayed away from, a community that you've alienated yourself, from. How do you then manage that community? It's one of the reasons that many people get into leadership positions and they mess up, they fail, Why? Because up till that time, it was all about their work. Okay, it was all about their work. And it can't be all about your work because you are operating within a community. It can't also be all about your work because your work typically needs the support of others. I mean, if I understand how organizations work, all right, there is no one who can successfully do his or her work without the contribution of others. And there are others too whose work, whose ability to do their work depends on your own contribution. So you have this network, as it were, within the workplace, and cooperation, collaboration. They are all essential. You can't be an island unto yourself and continue to focus on just your direct responsibilities. You are not going to go very far. That's the truth. And it's not that anybody is against you. It's not that the system is not fair. It's that you are not realistic, maybe because of your limited understanding or exposure. You are not realistic about how to conduct yourself in the community that an organization is. Now, from all that I have said, you must be able, you must see that what you do to others, how you help others, how you contribute, all right, to the ability of others to get their job done is very important. It's very important. You want to really, all right, be influential. You want to really get noticed. You want people, all right, to speak out forcefully with conviction in your favor. You have to build goodwill with them. You must build goodwill. You must be intentional about it. And goodwill comes not from the work you do directly. Goodwill comes from how much you serve others, how helpful you are to others. That's how goodwill comes. What consideration you give to others, all right, in the course of getting your work done, in the course of playing within the same community. Can others say something good about? Do they have a good perspective of you? Not just about your work, but what have you done to make life better, to make the experience better at work? All right. Do you have goodwill with them? Do you have goodwill with them? Every one of us has an opportunity to build goodwill at work. We all have an opportunity to build goodwill at work. I remember a parable that, Jesus spoke, for example, all right, where he accused, a certain, the owner of a business accused somebody else. One of his stewards, of unfaithfulness because he got a report that he was mismanaging his resources. And he called him and said, well, go and give your account. And, I'm going to relieve you of your job. What did he do? So he turned around. He knew if he lost his job, he wasn't going to be able to get a good one. But his master had people who were owing. All right. So he went out to each of those, were creditors to the company, and he began to give them, to write off some of their debt. All right. Now, I'm not sure that he even had that responsibility, but because he was the manager, he's been the one dealing with them. He took advantage of the fact that maybe it was within his authority to do, and he gave them a break, in different ways. What was he trying to do? He said, so that when I lose my job, all right, and I go to them, they will be able to help me. What was he doing? He was building goodwill. Now, let's be very clear. I don't advocate the way that he built goodwill. He simply confirmed that he was unfaithful. The same thing that had been reported about him to his boss was what he did. But the smart thing that he did, all right, was that he used he recognized the importance of goodwill, which is something that speaks for you, all right, at a later date, speaks for you. It's like an account that you load, and when your wall, your back is against the wall, you can draw on it. That is people speaking for you, people deciding to line up behind you, people, going to any extent to help you because you had once helped them. You had once been there for them. You have been known to be so selfless that you're always looking for who to help, and you offer concrete value. Okay. But we can all do that without undermining anybody like he tried to do. All right. I am not an advocate of what he did, but goodwill you can build, and you should work to build it. You should work to build it. Every single employee has an opportunity, all right, daily, to build goodwill. And it's a very powerful leverage. It will speak for you when you are not there. And when you need to activate it, you can boldly do so, because many people that you have helped, they are waiting for you to ask them for help so that they can reciprocate that gesture. All right. But a lot of people, you'll be surprised how many people still do not understand this need. Jesus knew what he was saying when he said, you see, I have washed your feet. He said, now you do it for one another. What was he saying? It's important, all right? Through service to others, through helping others, you build goodwill. Goodwill is powerful. Goodwill will do for you what your performance cannot accomplish. Helping others is a crucial strategy in the game of office politics. All right. And there are many ways by which you can do that. I'm not speaking about that today, but if you want to, there are programs that we offer where we can delve into greater detail about how to to implement these strategies practically. But I hope that's been helpful. That's my word for the champions this week. And let's continue the discussion on the platform. If you have not joined the group, it's free. You find the link scrolling behind. It's a WhatsApp group for now. Please join the group, and let's discuss how to navigate office politics successfully. I'm sure you need it, especially if you're working in any, if you are an employee, okay, and indeed anywhere you need it, because everywhere you have a community, there are stakeholders who have interests, there is politics. And so in all of these places, these things, these nuggets we're sharing, they find relevance. And I can tell you they are powerful. All right, they are powerful. Okay, so that's it. And, see you again shortly. See you on the platform, by the way, and then for next week, I will come with another insight, that could help you on your journey. For everyone who has stayed with me live today, thank you very much. And for all those who are going to watch later, thank you very much. Go ahead also, and subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified when these broadcasts take place. Enjoy a wonderful week, and God bless you. My name still remains Olatunji Shubodu. I'm your anchor on Office Politics Champion. Bye-bye.